So this is the Jetboil Flash. It's got the heat indicator on the side so that you know when it's ready. And just to give you a brief overview, basically it's a personal cooking system. You get a cup measurer there, a lid with drinking spout, the burner unit, okay, with the flame adjuster on the side there. Doesn't come included, but that's the camping gas. That's the stand to give it a bit of stability when you're using it. So it just unfolds. And obviously the cup coated inside, it's non-stick. It has got an indicator for 2 cups. It's the maximum safe fill. It's quite cool. It's got a handle on the side, and this is for attaching a spork or something while you're there. So that just clips into the stand as such. The actual gas end just screws onto the bottom. There's a pesrsonal lighter, so let's spark it up, and there's your flame. Turn it off. Okay, so attach the cup as so, and we're actually going to fill it with approximately enough water to do yourself a drink and also to add to a hydrated meal. So we're looking at roughly 850 ml of water, and I'm going to time this boiling to 100 degrees and see how long it takes. I've got 750 ml of water, I've got the Jetboil and also a thermometer just in the top. So I'm going to fire this up now. Start the timer and let's see how long it takes. These will take slightly longer outdoors. Obviously the wind and the temperature will affect it. Also the altitude as well. The higher you are, the more it will affect the gas. It's not going to be a problem in England, but if you're travelling to places like America or the parts of Europe, more mountainous parts of Europe, then obviously it's going to be a lot different in terms of the altitude. I can hear it boiling. 5.5 minutes now. Okay, so we're just hitting the 88. So I'm happy with that. That's 6 minutes. Check the water out. And when you take this off, be very careful. It's very warm. Just to show you what's happening inside. We've got some bubbles at the bottom. So there you have it. So it's 6 minutes to 88 degrees. So the next up will be the Primus Etapot Solo. We'll give that one a go. Okay, so here we have, this is my brand new Primus Etapot Solo, boxed up. Let's take a look. It's the instructions, the pot itself, and a little sticker. So let's have a look what we've got. The pot itself it's slightly more easily removable than the Jetboil. The Jetboil's neoprene though. still got the handle on it. This is to use this. This is for the pot hanger. So you clip that part in there, like so, and then you can basically hang the pot if you want to hang it over a fire, I guess, or up off the floor if it's too rocky. The lid, rubber lid with the sip cup, the same. You've got the boil unit on there. These three items here are for if you want to use it as a pot stand. So you would click each of the three items like so. You'd place the plate inside, and then your pot can stand on the top like so. Obviously, I'm not going to use those right now. The cup itself is 0.9 litres. It's got, I don't know if you can see that, probably not. Just in the middle here is a 2 cup fill mark, and just below is half full. It's got the fins on the bottom, and it's a little more enclosed than the Jetboil. If we just compare the two, you can see it's a lot more covered, this one, than this, although they do both have the heat retaining fins, and I think that they're a great idea. They do retain a lot more of the heat. The gas canister stand, it's a lot wider, it's got a bigger footprint than the Jetboil. As you can see, just slightly longer, not a huge amount, but it does give you the option to make it that little bit more stable. The pot, you just push these two red buttons in, push the pot on, that's on, same to remove. Nice little thing here, petso ignition, and then the gas adjuster here. So pretty neat unit. We'll do a weight comparison at the end when they're all packaged up, but I just want to get on with the boil test. So I'm going to fill it with the same 750 millilitres in here, same thermometer, same type of gas canister, and then we can get an idea of how long this one takes. Just to give you an idea to build it up, so make sure it's in the off position. Just go on your gas canister. We'll use the pot stand. Okay, so there's 3, so 3 settings for that. Now, there you go. That's on. So that's quite sturdy actually. And then put the pot on there. Yeah, it's good. So I'll just fill it with some water, and then we can do the boil test. Okay, so we're ready to go. We'll mount it, turn it up to full. We'll see how we get on. Okay, so we're now at 82 degrees, 5 minutes 10 on the clock. Wait for it to approach that 88 degree mark. And there it goes. It's 5:30, 5:40, so it's probably on about par, to be honest. It's certainly taken no longer to do. I'm just gonna. This one has no lip to remove the lid, so I'm just going to take that off. Just with a towel, just so I don't burn myself. And then just so you can sort of see inside. There are bubbles at the bottom. So next video will just be a bit of a comparison. Okay, so final part of the video then. just a couple of comparisons. With the Jetboil, the neoprene cover I think protects you from the heat more. There's a little tab on the lid here that makes it easy to get that off. You can pour straight from that mouthpiece anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think the general build quality is possibly slightly better on the Jetboil. The Primus, it's like where this tab here for the hanging, for the pot hanger is, on the inside there. It's just a little bit rough, the finish, but then on the other side, I like the markings on the inside. A couple of times when I've used the Jetboil, the problem has been measurements. Now I've got a Sea to Summit mug, collapsible mug, and that has actually got millimeters marked in there, so you can get around it. But for somebody that's just using that, you've only got inside the maximum safe fill of 2 cups, whereas on the Primus you've got the 2 cup, the 1 cup, and on the inside there, I don't know if you can just see that, is actually a ½ litre marker, and then you've got 100ml denominations all the way down, so obviously 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So measuring out is a lot better. Now I eat a lot of dried food, so I need a specific amount of water, so it does make it a lot easier to fill up, which is good. The sorry about that. The unit itself, it's a little bit flimsier. The plastic's a little bit flimsy and bendy. The controller's fine, but it's just a little bit smaller. Obviously on the Jetboil, you know, you got this flip out tab. Just makes it a bit easier to control, I think. It's fairly tough, fairly sturdy. I find the release a bit fiddly on that. The burn units, there's not really much difference, to be honest. They're pretty much the same. But you know, either's just as good. It's nice having the Flash Jetboil on there because you get an idea of when your water's ready. So you know, there's fors and against with both. Just one final thing. I mean, obviously that doesn't fit inside, which is a bit annoying. The gas will go into that. You can't get your legs in though, which is a bit annoying. I'll take that off. It will fit in there with a small gas can, lid on, and just to get an idea of what the weight differences are between these two items. So the Primus with the stand and the gas can come in at 504, so just touching over ½ kilo. The Jetboil has got the gas stand in there. Sorry, the gas canister stand in there. So it is a little bit more self-contained. The burn unit fits on top. You can get a slightly larger gas canister in the Jetboil as well, but that weighs in at 524. So it's 20 grams heavier. There are obviously items that I've left out of both. On the whole, if I had to recommend one, I would suggest either is good, but I would probably plumb for the Jetboil over the Primus.